Welcome back to None of Your Beeswax Apiary. Today I want to do a little video and talk about what we do when things don't go as planned and things don't go right. Sometimes you've got a hive that you try to requeen and they either don't accept the queen or the queen has issues and they wind up going queenless on you. Sometimes you've got a hive that wants to supersede their queen, so you let them go and that queen doesn't come back and doesn't get mated properly, and you've got to deal with that. So what we're going to do today, we've got a hive here. What we did was we requeened it because that queen was failing. So I killed the old queen and I took one of our queens that we just grafted and mated this year and introduced her in a candy cage. She was released, but when I got back in there last week to look for eggs and make sure she was laying good, there's no sign of eggs, no sign of the queen or anything like that. So they apparently didn't like her. She didn't take. It wasn't what they wanted, so they wound up probably killing her. So what I did to make sure was I took a frame with eggs and larvae on it. I put it in here 4 days ago. So now I'll go back in here and we're going to look. If there's no queen in here, they will have started some queen cells to try to make their own queen. I don't want them to do that right now. I've got other resources and stuff like that I can use this for. So we're going to go in here, we're going to take a look, and then we're going to explain what we're going to do with this hive afterwards. Okay, so we're going to pop the top here. I can already tell you that I'm pretty sure what I'm going to find. I'm pretty sure I'm going to find that they're queenless. This was a double deep box. What I did last week is, since I was pretty sure they were queenless, I took the top box, which had a lot of stored honey and stuff like that in it, and I gave it to another hive for them to finish off for me. That way I didn't lose those resources. It gave the other hive a place to lay. But I am pretty sure I'm going to find that this hive is queenless for a couple reasons. One, they're really mad, and right now our hives, they're not mad. I've been working them without gloves. As you can see, I got my gloves on now because they're mad, and that's one of the things when they go queenless, they get upset and irritated. And the other thing is, if I shut up long enough here, you can hear the roar of the hive. You can hear that they're buzzing really loud. They're making a lot of noise. They're trying to spread that pheromone looking for a queen, and they're just generally angry. So hopefully you can pick up on that. I think the camera does a pretty good job of picking up sound like that. So I put in the center of the hive here a couple days ago, like I said, a frame with eggs. I'm still going to look as I go through here just to make sure that that I don't see a queen, that I don't see eggs or larvae or anything like that that's been laid recently until I get to that frame of eggs. But with the amount of honey that they had stored in here and no brood, I was about 90% sure that they were queenless, but I wanted to double check, because what I'm going to do is, rather than introducing a new queen and going through that whole process again right now, we're short on boxes, drawn frames and stuff, and the honey flow's hitting really hard. So I'm going to combine this with one of our other hives, and I'm going to let them use these frames to store honey and nectar in, and then we can harvest these even though they're deeps. This hive hasn't been fed, so everything in here is honey and nectar naturally collected. So we're going to give it to another hive, let them finish it off, and then we're going to harvest it. But in order to do that, I need to make absolutely sure there is no queen in here, because I don't want to combine them with another hive and then have two queens where they're going to fight and potentially wind up with no queens again. So I put that frame in the center of the hive here. We'll be able to tell when we get to it because it'll have larvae and stuff like that on it. This is all just nectar, honey, pollen, absolutely no brood. This should be the frame right here, I think. Yep. So you can see what we've got here, and I'll show you. I can get some of the bees away here. This is the frame that we put in with eggs and larvae on it, and you can see right here how many different queen cells they've got started on this frame right here. So that tells me that they're queenless. They're trying to make emergency queens. You can see on this side too. We've even got one that's a little bit further along there. So what we're going to do, we're going to shake all the bees off here. We're going to cut off all those queen cells to make sure. Then we'll go back and I'll show you how we're going to combine them with the other hive. You can see this is a lot of bees right here. This is a lot of foraging force. Most of those frames have a lot of honey in them, so they'll be really good honey frames. And adding this forage force to another hive will just increase their foraging power. So got to make sure that we cut out all of these queen cells. You don't want to leave one, because if you leave one in here, they will swarm on you. And the hive you combine them with, you're going to lose your queen. So we'll go through and we'll just make sure they're all cut out, cut down. Bees will consume the larva there. One last double check. And that's why you want to make sure you shake the bees off, because they will hide queen cells. And if you miss one, you're in trouble. So, okay. So we're going to put this hive back together, and then we'll go back around and I'll show you what we're going to do to combine it. Okay, so this is the hive that we're going to combine the other one with. And as you'll see right here, it's a pretty strong hive. You want to make sure if you're combining hives that the one you're combining it with is just as strong, if not stronger than the other one, so that the other one doesn't try to kill your queen in this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to smoke them down. We're going to clean off the top of these frames a little bit. And what this hive is it was originally a nuke that the queen didn't get mated and come back on. And I had a queen that I wanted to replace from last year. She wasn't doing as good of a job as we like to see, but she was still doing okay. So I didn't want to completely get rid of her. So I put her and introduced her into this queenless nuke. And as you can see, she's doing well. I'm going to use her this year for resources such as this, and things like when we go to the elementary schools and stuff, take her in our observation hive and stuff like that, and just kind of use her as a resource queen and a resource hive. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a newspaper combine. I'm going to take and clean the top of those frames off. I'm going to take and lay a piece of newspaper over top of the hive, and I want to poke about 6 holes in that newspaper, so kind of feel between the frames. Take my hive tool, poke some slots in there, and what that does is it helps the bees get that queen pheromone from down below spread to up top, and lets them get used to each other slowly, kind of like introducing them in a queen in a queen cage. And it lets that process just go slow enough that they won't try to kill the queen down below, but they'll chew through that newspaper and the 2 hives will become one. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go get our other hive and we'll set them on top. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to take our other box and just set it right on top of that newspaper. Like so. Make sure that end goes back down. Make sure we get everything squared up, because it's kind of hard to tell where the edges of the hive are. Make sure both of those boxes are square. And what I don't want to do, I don't want to have an open entrance on the top of this one. So we're going to smoke these guys down, flip this board around, this inner cover, and close off this top entrance. And the reason I'm doing that, I don't want all my foragers to leave and go back to the original site. I want to keep them at their same location here and get them used to this location. They'll get reoriented and they'll start using this entrance. So as you see what we had there, we got our original hive, piece of newspaper with some slits cut in it, our old hive that we want to combine with, put our inner cover back on, and then we'll go ahead and stick our outer cover back on top of there. And there we go. Okay, so there we go. We went ahead and combined our 2 boxes. Old hive on the bottom, new hive we're combining, the queenless part on top. We'll leave them like this for 3-4 days. Come back and check, and they should have chewed through all this newspaper, starting to become one hive. Then we can go ahead and remove whatever bits of newspaper are left and just basically treat it as one hive. Once they get this honey up here that's capped off. We'll go ahead and harvest that honey, and then we can keep using these frames for resources for other hives, or just let it here in this hive continue to grow. That's all there is to it. That's one method of taking care of queenless hives. I could have done a couple other things. I could have got another queen and introduced her in a queen cage and tried that method. That method failed for me once, so I didn't want to waste the resources and do that again. And I also could have just let them raise their own queen. That frame with eggs and brood and stuff like that in there where they were making the queen cells, I could have cut everything but the two best ones out and just let them raise their own queen. They would have done that and probably would have taken and been perfectly fine, but I didn't want to waste the time and resources knowing we were on frames and drawn comb and things like that. We can put it to better use. One other thing I should mention, when I go back in here in 3 or 4 days, I'm going to check that frame of eggs and brood again. I marked it with an X just to make sure they didn't start any more queen cells on that for me. I don't want to have a queen swarm on me with a queen cell, so I'll go back in when I make sure they're combined and check those frames and cut off any more swarm cells that are on there. So be sure to like and subscribe, leave any comments down below you may have, and join us for the next video. Thanks.